Did you know that black students are 3 times more likely to be suspended or expelled than their white peers? This shocking statistic from the US Department of Education illustrates the pervasive racial bias that exists in our educational institutions. But what can be done about it? Today, we delve into 8 effective strategies for combating racial bias. To start, let's explore the power of diversity training. At the University of Michigan, a study found that diversity training significantly reduced racial bias among faculty members. This training not only educated staff about racial bias, but also equipped them with tools to challenge their own biases. Secondly, inclusive curriculums can make a world of difference. In British Columbia, Canada, an initiative to incorporate Indigenous history and culture into the curriculum has led to a more inclusive learning environment, reducing racial stereotypes and promoting understanding. Thirdly, adopting a zero-tolerance policy towards racial discrimination. In a school district in Texas, the implementation of such a policy saw a dramatic decrease in racial bias incidents. This policy underscores the importance of creating a safe and inclusive environment for all students. The fourth strategy is mentoring. At a high school in New York, a program pairing students of color with successful alumni of similar backgrounds has proven instrumental in fostering self-esteem and resilience among these students. Fifth, the implementation of restorative justice practices can be transformative. An elementary school in California has replaced traditional punitive discipline with restorative justice practices, leading to a significant reduction in racial bias incidents. Sixth, fostering open dialogue about race. A middle school in Wisconsin initiated a program where students engage in open discussions about race and bias. This initiative has not only improved racial relations, but also empowered students to challenge bias when they see it. The seventh strategy is to encourage diverse friendships. A study from Duke University found that children who have friends from diverse racial backgrounds are less likely to hold racial biases. Finally, the 8th strategy is to promote racial literacy. At a school in Philadelphia, a program teaching students about the history and impact of racism has been successful in reducing racial bias. To sum up, the 8 strategies for combating racial bias in educational institutions are diversity training, inclusive curriculums, zero-tolerance policies towards racial discrimination, mentoring, restorative justice practices, fostering open dialogue about race, encouraging diverse friendships, and promoting racial literacy. By implementing these strategies, we can create a more inclusive and equitable educational environment for all students. The time to act is now. Let's make racial bias a thing of the past.